My name is Irina Ilieva. I am CEO of Junior Achievement Bulgaria. We are the local branch of one of the biggest youth-serving international organizations that is focusing on education. And one of our main topics that we focus on our work with young entrepreneurs is related to circular economy. It is a very well-known fact that fast fashion is one of the biggest polluters on the planet, and this is part of some of the programs that we address related to doing business in an ecological and environmentally friendly way. On one hand side, and on another hand side, it's very important that young people understand that creating a startup does not need to only bring economic value to you, but also create solutions for challenges like fast fashion pollution in the environment. Well, of course, as I mentioned before, it is a very well-known fact that worldwide fast fashion has become one of the biggest challenges related to waste management, related to polluting our environment that we live in, including the water systems that we're using. So this is one of the things that fast fashion has been contributing to on a global scale. A lot of the fast fashion brands are producing their goods in third countries, so a lot of these places don't meet the requirements for ethical employment of their employees, of like the conditions in which humans that work in those factories need to produce that fashion. And also, it's not to underestimate the fact that transport contributes to global pollution as well. So if we produce a piece of garment like what I'm wearing right now, my dress for example, in a country in Africa, the transport cost and the additional carbon footprint that we have by producing a single piece of garment that is going to come to Bulgaria, would go to Germany or Austria, is actually much higher. So of course, this is one of the reasons why we need to think when we're talking about fast fashion, what is the impact of what we're doing, not only price-wise in the end garments, not only that everybody's going to end up being dressed the same way, which for every woman, of course, it's a big deal, but it's also to think like how doing business in the way we do currently actually affects our world. Well, my message towards brand owners on one hand side and to users would be very similar, and it's to think how every decision that we take today actually impacts our tomorrow. Because these decisions are very often related to the way we consume things, the way we take decisions that are related to our needs and to our wishes. And since we're here in the Business Lady Excellency Forum, we have to address this from the business perspective as well. There are a lot of women, but not only women in the world, who are interested in creating their own brand fashion. And one of the main things now that is like on a global scale also impacting the way we do business is that they have to be complying with the ESG regulations that are related to environment, social and governance, and they're touching upon exactly what we were talking about, how goods are produced. This includes fashion, how the materials that we use to produce a certain garment actually are have come to our studio. For example, if you're an entrepreneur who is creating their own small fashion brand, what are the materials you're using, where these fabrics came from, and how are the pieces of garments then sold to the end user? Well, I would like to challenge each of us to maybe do one small thing, go inside our wardrobes and maybe try to think and to see what was the root of every piece of garment that we own, maybe our favorite piece of clothing, but maybe also that faraway one that is deep inside our cupboard and we have forgotten that we own, and to realize what our own wardrobe is impacting towards the environment.